Welcome to the Heart's Journey. A professor once asked his students what they would be willing to give their life for. If they had to sacrifice their life at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, what things would be on the list? Those things for which they would be willing to give their lives. Because as the old saying goes, what you're willing to give your life for tells you who you are and tells you what's valuable and what's important to you. Another way of putting it is, those things for which you are willing to risk your comforts, your pleasures, your possessions, your very life, those things for which you are willing to risk tell us what person you are and what you really value and what you really love. Today, we are thinking a lot about the Blessed Sacrament because we are celebrating the Feast of Corpus Christi, the feast of the body and blood of Christ. And here at my parish, we have a Eucharistic procession where we take the Blessed Sacrament and process through the neighborhood, giving evidence of our faith, sacrificing, as it were, our time and our public persona, our reputation, by walking the streets, adoring Christ present in the Blessed Sacrament. It's not risking your life, but it is giving of yourself. What is it that you would be willing to risk your life for? There's a story told about a young Chinese girl at the fall of China into the hands of the communists around 1949. The little girl was a member of a parish where one morning on Sunday the communists entered the church, halted the service, and ordered everyone to be seated. The officer began to harangue the people about their belief in Christ's presence in the Blessed Sacrament, went to the tabernacle and used his gun, opened the tabernacle, and threw the hosts, the consecrated sacred species, down on the sanctuary floor and had his soldiers stomp on them. Then he looked at the people and said, "See, you fools, this you say is your God? Where is your God?" He ordered everyone to leave the church and arrested the priest, putting the priest in a coal bin area below the church where he was to be incarcerated. He could see through a peephole the sanctuary and with the hosts still strewn on the floor. When after everyone departed the church, there was a young girl about 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10, who hid behind the communion rail. In the empty church, the girl walked up to crawled up to the Eucharistic host strewn on the floor, desecrated there. And crawling to one of the hosts, she bowed profoundly, spent a few moments in prayer with her hands folded, then bent down and with her tongue lapped up one of the hosts. Out of adoration for Christ present in the Blessed Sacrament, she felt unworthy even to touch the sacred species. Then she left. The priest witnessed it. The next morning, about the same time, the girl snuck into the church, did the same thing, crawling to a host. She bowed profoundly, prayed for a few moments, bent over, and with her tongue lapped up one of the hosts, spent a few moments in adoration, and left. The priest witnessed this for many days, and finally, on one morning when the young girl came in, she went through a ritual of bowing and crawling to a host, when suddenly the front door burst open, and it was a communist soldier with his rifle. He came up to the girl, and the priest heard a shot ring out in the church. He looked and saw that the girl, still bowing toward the Blessed Sacrament, with her hands still folded, ready to bow down and lap up the host, she bent over and fell backwards and died. The priest was awestruck at the devotion and the faith of that young girl when the communist who witnessed it came into his cell. He said, "I have never seen anything like this," the communist soldier said. "I have seen nothing like that in my life." "Sir," the communist said, "if in every town there was such a little girl, no soldier would ever serve the communists again." Her witness had a dramatic impact on the soldier because he then freed the priest, and the priest has lived to tell the tale. Those things for which you are willing to risk your life tell us what you value most. How much would you be willing to risk in order to serve your God, to adore your God, present in the Blessed Sacrament? God bless you.